Acsa says it's all systems go for passenger numbers as we expect the peak season then, peak travel season, to get underway from today, where we'll see increased numbers of travellers going through the major airports here in South Africa. And of course, Acsa giving us that update, their annual update, just outlining that we're also seeing an increased number of passengers, and this all coming as we see infrastructure upgrades getting underway at the various airports. But just to give us an overview of the presentation this morning, I'm turning now to the Acsa CEO Mpumi Mpofu. Thank you so much for your time this morning, CEO. Of course, you pointed out that we are seeing an increased number, or expecting an increased number of passengers this peak season. Talk to us about how you're expecting to handle that, and also what it means for travellers' experience.
Good morning, and thank you so much for this opportunity. What we've really indicated this morning is how we have prepared for what is really the busiest period in the year for us. And as an airports company in South Africa, we do quite a lot of planning, detailed planning and preparatory work in really just understanding what are the trends and what's likely to impact on our forecasted numbers for what we can expect in the season. What we clearly are indicating is we're expecting a 9% increase in this particular season compared to last year, both in Cape Town and in Johannesburg or Tambo. And what is really exciting about that is when we do projections, we even go to the granular detail of assessing the actual days when we're expecting those travelers to come through. So typically what you have, our domestic and sometimes international travel is influenced largely by end of the week travel. It's influenced by closure of schools as parents take their kids away on holiday internationally or even domestically. So Fridays tend to be our peak, and what we've shared with you is very clearly we had a period on the 28th of November that basically indicated the first surge, and that's when we start monitoring our activities. But we have a clear peak, first peak, that is today on the 12th, and that clearly indicates to us the number of passengers we're expecting through today. We've got a projection as well that is indicated for next week, which is the 19th, which is the Friday. And again, that really is going to be our second peak. What we generally see after that is the traffic dies down as people are settled in their various destinations, enjoying the festive season with their families and friends. And we then start seeing a surge again on the 2nd of January as people start coming back. And that peak as well would be 2nd of January, 9th of January, and 16th of January. And we're expecting those trends really to follow. What we do with that forecasting information, which is quite important, is we then plan our resourcing. What we've been able to share with you today is what we expect are the areas on our environment that are constrained, and the areas that then require intervention and mechanisms for us, either in the change of procedures, in the deployment of additional resources, or in other forms of intervention that would ease passenger travel and present a pleasant passenger experience. So for instance, there's an area called CSP, which is a central security point, which has a number of detection equipment points that allow for us to ask passengers to diverse and go through that security checkpoint. When we realize that we're going through a peak, we've got the numbers that we're forecasting and projecting, we then actually match our resource deployment in that area to match the times per hour when we're expecting those additional numbers, and basically we then place more people on the platform in order to facilitate quicker. We manage baggage as well, which is an area that's actually quite important for passengers, ensuring that their baggage can move from the check-in point with the airlines to the destination safely, untempered, unpilfered, and really enhancing their journey in a secure environment. And again, there we've indicated a number of interventions. We are deploying more staff to manage baggage through the system. But the exciting news that we did announce today is to encourage passengers to use our app, because in our app is a mechanism. It assists you with parking, it assists you with tracking flights. But the more important one we announced today, which we introduced for the purposes of G20, but we're now rolling it out completely for all passengers. The first phase is really baggage tracking, which means once you download our app, you'll be able to see exactly where your bag is. You leave it with the airline, you can tell, oh, now they've loaded it onto the aircraft, oh, now the bag is actually on the aircraft, and as you travel, you can track exactly where your bag is. This is intended to make sure that when you get to your destination, and maybe they tell you, for instance, that your bag is not there, simply on the app you can tell exactly where it is in the system. Did it get left behind at the airport, or is it on the aircraft and they're still finding it, or is it here and somebody has just misplaced it? So that is the first step. What we'll also do is actually get into tags that will prevent baggage pilferage altogether, and that's probably going to be the second phase of this. All of these things and enhancements in technology, this one we decided to do because it's a low-hanging fruit. It actually is something we've been struggling with, baggage pilferage, and it's very easy to bring that to an end through enhanced technology that brings both efficiency and security to people's possessions, as we have illustrated. It's on the app, and the app is available either on Google, on Apple's store, and iPhone store, whatever it's called, and that will really give passengers an additional tool, and we're encouraging them, work with us with the technology so that we can enhance your passenger experience. We're also very proud because what we're able to do is refurbishment work at the airport, and at OR Tambo particularly, there's been many complaints about the state of our toilets, which have been deteriorating. Since 2019, we've not done any work. We're proud to say we have 22 brand new toilets that are state of the art. They even have technology mirrors that go on and off, and really to improve the hygiene and the journey for passengers across the board. It is a process that is going to get rolled out, because one of the challenges we have at Acsa is that we fix the infrastructure whilst you're all here. So we close certain areas off and fix whilst we are all traveling, because there's not one day where we can say, can we shut the airport down for us to do the work, and then after that release it for passenger use. We fix whilst the airport is operational. That might have a particular impact. It might mean we do things slower, but we've also agreed now that we will do the balance of the rollout of the 21 billion of infrastructure live. That means there will be disruptions. That means passengers will expect that we'll be fixing an escalator whilst they're here. We'll be fixing it 24 hours in order to get it done quicker